Hi, everybody, and welcome to a new season of Sooner Football with Brent Venables. I'm Toby Rowland. This show brought to you every week by Integris Health, your health partner for life. And the season starts with a 35-3 victory over Illinois State Saturday night. Congratulations, Coach.
Yeah,
You're
thank you.
1-0.
Yep.
You've had a night now to look back and a morning to look back at the film. What are your general thoughts on the victory?
Yeah, I mean, this is what felt like a preseason kind of game. The crowd was fantastic. I'm not really into that a whole lot, but it really started with our, Walk of Champions. Yeah. Best it's been by a long way. So obviously opening up that part of the campus to tailgating really added to the environment. I mean, tremendously, in my opinion. It was a lot of juice, a lot of energy, and that's important for the players to try to create that. Certainly helps in recruiting. Yeah. And then once we started the game, it was the crowd was ready, excited for a new season, and a lot of just juice and energy, in the Palace. And so that was great. And then, from a game, again, the negative was we didn't start off, great. We deferred, and they chose to kick off. And defensively, I think they popped a run on us there on third and long. And then we got really settled in defensively, and after a couple of drives on offense, really got into a rhythm. I think we had 5 drives in the first half, and our last 3 were 3 touchdown drives. And, we were just a little bit soft in the interior of the defense on a few of the runs. They're going to be a downhill running team. They hit a couple of boots on us, a couple play actions boots on us, where they got outside of us, quarterback can run. They really didn't expose themselves, in the throwing game and drop back game. I think they were smart that way and just trying to protect the quarterback and protect, their offense. And then, again, same thing in the second half. We turned the ball over, early in the second half there in the third quarter. And but we got into a great rhythm on defense. I think they had 7 drives in the second half on our defense did, and 6 punts, and then one of the drives was the response to the turnover there on our own end. 3 and outed them, and they kicked a field goal. So there's some really good stuff. We had several freshmen that debuted, and whether it was Torrey Blaylock, he did some great things. I love the explosiveness and the power that he runs. He's got a different gear. And Cortland Gilroy was really good. He's just very confident, wide open, physical, long, fast. We had several players that made their debut, their first starts, here at Oklahoma. Boganowski had a start. Eddie Pierre-Louis was his first start. And we had a lot of guys that really flew around, made some plays. Sammy Omasigo led the defense with a career-high 8 tackles in his first sack. You saw Reggie Powers out there with Boganowski as well. Got some really good young players. Really excited about the future, for them. But here, the story was the offense to me, and John and his ability to get the ball to 9 different receivers. Keontez and Burks were fantastic. Sategna, both in the return game. We blocked a guy in the back, and he showed what he could do. I think he just had a couple of touches. Jaron Kanek, he goes over from blitzing the A-gap a couple of weeks ago to catching seam balls and finding, the holes in behind the linebackers. He's really savvy. He's such a smart player. He's always got great instincts. I know he was an offensive player in high school, but I think his exposure to 3 years on defense, and he was always an excellent student of the game. He didn't always have confidence for whatever reason on defense, even though he had a great skill set and he understood the game plan. But I really feel like that's helped him as an offensive player. He understands coverage, he understands blitzes, he understands post-snap rotation, and so he knows where the weak spots are on a defense. Yeah. And other than the fumble, I love that he fumbled and then he bounced right back and he didn't flinch, and that's who Jaron Kanek has been. But John, man, he makes a lot of quick decisions. He's super steady. Incredibly talented. He has great field vision. He knows when to climb the pocket, when to get out. He can improvise. He showed a couple of runs, where he makes people miss or he accelerates for the one touchdown. So he got his first couple of touchdowns as well. Keontez made some great plays in tight coverage along with Deion Burks, as well. And we had some guys that we held out. Mike Fasusi was unable to play, wasn't cleared, had a little episode. We just got, overheated in fall camp there right at the end. But he'll be back this week as long as everything checks out. Along with Derek Simmons, he'll be back. And hopefully Jacob Sexton will be able to power through, what he's going through as well to get him back.
8 players make their first start on Saturday night. 19 first-year players saw their first action in this game. Sunday Reflections are presented by Dos Equis, the official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. We'll take a little deeper dive into Saturday's win over Illinois State when we come back with Coach Venables. You're watching Sooner Football with head coach Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. Welcome back to Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. This segment brought to you by Groundworks, the preferred foundation repair company of the Sooners. Let's do a little deeper dive into the 35-3 win over Illinois State on Saturday night, season opener. Start on defense, Coach. You only allow 151 yards, only 34 passing yards, fewest total yards allowed in a game since 2020. I would think you had to be generally thrilled with how you played on that side of the ball.
Yeah, again, there's perspective. You got to have the appropriate lens, and certainly know that we'll have much bigger challenges down the road. But I think everybody, plays games just like this. So I'm not apologizing for it either. Our guys were prepared. They flew around. We made mistakes. They'd made the corrections on the sideline. We had good juice and energy, showed good toughness. We're physical. Illinois State, they pride themselves on being a physical, downhill run team. At times I was not pleased with a couple of the runs that popped through there, but some of the first game issues, and we'll make some corrections. And a couple times we put them in bad calls too. We're not it's not just players. Sometimes the coach, God, I put him in a can't win situation, or maybe that's not a good pressure versus that run, things like that. And but again, we were limited the explosive plays. I think they had 2 explosive plays on the night, and played a lot of guys on defense. I think we had just 2 sacks. Again, they didn't do a bunch of drop back after they lost their quarterback. They pretty much stayed out of trying to expose their quarterbacks and play for their season, which I certainly can understand. But really, as I said before, excited. I thought our front 7 played well. The secondary is great to have Gentry Williams back out there and played a whole game, and didn't have any issues. And again, Cortland, and then Day came in as well. Newcomb, Kendall Daniels, and Reggie Powers as the Cheetahs, and Kendall also moved inside and played there. I thought Kobe and Kip were fantastic. They played at a really high, consistent level as well. But it's a fun, as I said before, it's a fun group to coach. They love to compete. They really like each other. They like their coaches. And, when I say that they like their coach, they genuinely not just respect them, but they really like their coaches. And so what happens when you get that is, man, I just think that you can really tap into the greatness of your players when there's this mutual love and respect, and on top of guys that got a great toughness about them and whatnot. But overall, again, 150 yards, 11 total drives. So that's good defense, no matter who you're going against.
Other side of the ball, you mentioned Keontez Lewis briefly, but 119 yards, that's more receiving yards than any receiver had in a game last year at all. 2 touchdown catches. I don't know that we talked about him maybe enough going into the year. It looks like he's got a chance to be a real weapon for you.
Yeah, no, we we've loved him since we got him. He's got an infectious energy to him. Again, he's a guy that loves to practice, loves to compete. He's a real people person. He's very skilled. He's long. He's got a great catch radius. He's a great route runner. Plays with great quickness. Blocks really well. Made some competitive, tough, plays. Which again just shows his hand strength at the top of the route. And again, he's going to be a real weapon for us all year long.
On the list of things that you'd like to do better, and I know that's probably always long, but you were dinged up a little bit on the offensive line. I assume you'd like to be a little more effective in the running game going forward.
Yeah, moving people, getting vertical, finding the holes, not running into, our linemen. So sometimes it's a little more patient. Sometimes, man, we got to hit it now. And without question, we got to be better. We're going to face much stiffer challenges starting with this next week. No matter what style of runs that we had on the call sheet, man, we need to be better.
Kicking game, didn't see a lot of Tate Sandell, at least field goal kicking wise. You mentioned the return game, though, looked pretty effective. Special teams, were you satisfied with what you saw?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Again, first game, jitters for several guys. There had one or two that maybe we felt like we should have caught, and then we had the penalty on a big return. Just a high effort play, but I think it was Danny Okoye, just excited to get out there and kind of clip the guy right in the back number. And then we had the one that hit the ground and it rolled for 18 more yards. So I think technically it was a 50, maybe 54-yard punt. I think the average for Jacob on the two punts was just under 50 yards. And Sandell hit his extra points, had good clean snaps, protection was good, coverage units were outstanding. Really good in our coverage unit. So Doug's done a great job. Our players executed, for the most part, executed our game plan. And I'm really excited. I think that we have a chance to be awfully good in our special teams units this year.
We're going to take a look at one of John Mateer's touchdown passes here in the next segment, but back to him briefly. It feels like just him being on the field brings a level of confidence to the entire offense, maybe the entire team this year.
I think, again, he's an explosive player, whether he's throwing or he's running. And he can create explosives because he's got great field vision. He understands where the holes are. He's confident and patient, but he's quick and decisive. And so I think the numbers for average yards of play, I think we were just over 7 yards of play, and they were 3.3 per play. I think that's indicative on a night that nothing flashy, kind of a tight call sheet. He just showed some explosiveness to him, and against a team that was bound and determined not to give up the explosive play, he still has the ability to create the explosive plays with both his arms, his feet, his decision making, and put the ball where it needs to be, where you or I can make a play.
Not me, maybe you. All right, we'll take a timeout. We're going to let Coach break down a couple of the biggest plays from Saturday night's win for us when we come back on Sooner Football with Brent Venables.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Taco Mayo. Tap the app and save up to 25% today. Air Comfort Solutions. Your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. One Oklahoma. Powered by Sooner Sports Properties. Fan-fueled, athlete-focused.
All right, welcome back to Sooner Football with Brent Venables. I'm excited about this new segment for you this year. It's called Coach's Film Breakdown, brought to you by Community Coffee. We've picked out a couple of the biggest plays from Saturday night's win over Illinois State. One offense, one defense, and gonna let Coach take us through it. Like you're watching game film, what are you looking at here? This is the first play of the fourth quarter, the 28-yard touchdown pass to Keontez Lewis.
Yeah, so we start out, we're in 12 personnel. That's one back and two tight ends. We start in an end-over set. They get into an end-over adjustment. And then we trade back here to a 2x2 set. We call that a wing set. And they're going to be in a zone blitz structure here. So they're going to rush four, simulated zone blitz. They're going to drop a guy into coverage here. they're going to have 4 guys really deep, and they're going to have 3 guys underneath. Okay, and we do a great job in our pass pro here. We're in a 6-man protection, and if you count the running back who's going to get out, he's checking to see if we need to keep him in. If they blitz another defender, he'll pick him up. But since he doesn't, he gets out in coverage. And what he does by getting out in coverage here, he draws this linebacker that for them to have any choice, there's one dropper underneath, so they're under and over him. They're under and over outside here, and they're double teaming Burks down the middle of the field. But when this back comes out, he draws this backer that has a little bit of a chance to give some color underneath if the back stayed in. Okay, and so we run what we call a clear and a dig. And this is a deeper route, and so your protection has to be really firm. The quarterback's going to have to buy some time. We do a good job here of, again, creating a good firm pocket. You know, you see that there are no white defenders running free in the backfield. Again, we hit a strike right over the middle where maybe that middle linebacker would have been 3 under 4 deep. This is kind of the umbrella coverage they played all night long, and they were going to test us to see if we were willing to throw the ball underneath and if we could protect and have some of these routes come open. And what I love about it here, he catches it, hits a runner, and we don't fall down. All right. And we find a way into the end zone here. A really nice play, good play design, good protection up front, good route running. And again, it's kind of the basics, the little things that make everything work. The protection, okay, the back getting out, drawing the backer out, and John knowing right where to put that ball right on time. Well-placed ball. He hits that thing running in full speed and gets into the end zone.
Well, he zips it too.
Yeah,
Get back to the beginning of the play, if you don't mind.
Right here, this angle?
Yeah, that's fine. What is before the snap? What is he what is John evaluating?
He's looking at safety rotation. Okay. I'm sure, and he's reading the coverage now and sees they're in the 4 deep. And again, he knows this route at some point in time, whether it's 2 deep, it's 3 deep, it's 4 deep. Man-to-man has a chance to get open because of the leverage, and so his job is to find those holes. I think he's checking outside in, and chooses the right guy.
And his key seemed to be that linebacker right here. If he goes middle, if he stays, he's probably hitting the back.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Fourth quarter still now to the defensive side of the ball. Taylor Wine is going to get a sack for you here.
Yeah, so it looks like we're playing a little man-to-man here, and we're giving them a presentation of 5 guys up. And so that would be, at the end of the day, they could have 6 on our 5 if they kept the back end to protect. Here they're going to initially. And, the backer has him in man-to-man. We're going to work a little 3-man on this man-to-man side here. We're going to work a little 3-man twist with the backer occupying the center initially. David Stone and the DN getting penetration up and under. We're hopeful that the quarterback moves off the spot and the backer could wrap around and get him. And he steps out the other way. And Taylor Wine does a great job. This is what we call countering at ball depth here, okay? So he counters at ball depth. And when we say ball, the quarterback has the ball, right? So
he talks about this all the time.
Yeah.
Go past the quarterback.
Yeah, so again, he recognizes and feels. Now look, if you sit there and wait, where's the quarterback all day, you're never going to get there. So you have to get up the field, but you have to be ready to counter. Quickly, violently at ball depth, comes back under, and it's a clinic on countering at ball depth here by Taylor. The other things that help in that, he does a really good job working the club rip here, but he keeps the long arm engagement so this guy can't grab a hold of him. Mm-hmm. And he works the long arm here, arm over right here. Okay, that last arm over right there. Once he loses his gap side arm, man, it's a wrap. Okay. Dean's got a free shot on the quarterback to get the sack. So really good job of just clinic rushing here, the fundamentals of pass rush 101, and a nice job. And we got Boganowski here, who's a robber on this particular concept. So he's ready to play coverage and then come get the quarterback too if necessary.
The quarterback was flushed because David Stone showed up quite a bit.
He does
for
a
you
really
Saturday
good job of kind of fighting through. He's fights through the double team here. He's got great natural power and strength. He's got the ability. His feet, man, they don't ever stop. You got 600 plus pounds on him trying to hold him, and wrap him up here. So he does a really good job of moving the quarterback off the spot. And but that's what great teammates do. He caused the sack. Taylor Wine does the fundamental things that winning requires and having success requires. But David's a big part of that, as well.
Taylor Wine's a guy that you've been high on all fall camp. You like what you've seen there, don't you?
No doubt. Got great motor. He's got great length, power. He's in the film room right now. The first player I've seen today. No surprise. He's one of the last ones to be in the building every day. He loves it. He's passionate about it. He's got great connection with Coach Chavis. Coach Chavis has done an amazing job, with his whole group, let alone Taylor. But Taylor's got a bright, bright future.
And this whole pass rush works because you had good coverage on the back end,
good
forcing to hold
coverage.
the ball.
Yeah, quarterback holds the ball, and good things usually happen for the good guys on defense.
I like this. This is fun.
Yeah.
I like this. New addition
too.
to the show. This is fun. This is what he does every day. I like it. Coach, well, stay with us. We're going to take a look ahead at Michigan. Coming up, big-time matchup in Week 2 next on Sooner Football with Brent Venables. Let's take a look now at next week's opponent, brought to you by One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties. This is going to be fun. We've been looking forward to this one for a long time. Two of college football's all-time blue bloods, Oklahoma and Michigan. First ever trip to Norman for the Wolverines. Coach, everybody has been anticipating this one since we found out about it a few years ago. This is going to be great.
Yeah, no doubt. Two, again, iconic programs. Meeting here in Norman. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a great challenge. Michigan's got a championship roster, having just won the national championship a couple of seasons removed from that, and they've recruited very well. Sharon, former Oklahoma player, a great side story there, part of 2 championship teams, I think in 06 and 07, but he's been a winner, great offensive coach, and great human being as well, but he's the enemy this week, but going to be a great physical challenge. They take a lot of pride on being physical football and playing a physical brand of football. And so looking forward to the challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sharon Moore, as he mentioned, the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, former Oklahoma Sooner. Bryce Underwood's their quarterback, highly touted freshman out of high school. What did you see out of him in the opener?
He's really big on tape, however big they list him, which I think he's maybe 6'4" or so. He looks big on tape, quick, decisive, can run. He got great vision of the field, and they've done a good job of putting him in position to be successful.
When you think Michigan, as you mentioned, you think physicality, you think Big Ten football. They beat the national champions, Ohio State, last year. They beat Alabama in their bowl game, so they're coming in feeling pretty good about themselves. How do you counter their physicality?
I mean, he's got, again, hat on a hat, man. It's a mindset. Being physical starts with that. And then there's a fundamental piece to it, too. And they're going to try to run off the ball. And, man, we got to, you play great defense. You're going to knock them back. You got to plug the gaps. You got to, not grow weary. It's a, 4-hour fist fight. And so you got to be willing to knock the paint off, the helmet. So looking forward to that. We've talked about it periodically over the last, several months, and what that challenge is going to look like, but nothing that you can do on the practice field can necessarily, prepare you for that. But I know our guys love to be challenged, and they love the, competition, and they know that if we're going to be successful, man, it's going to start up front.
Playing in big games is nothing new around here, but I would imagine with College game day coming and the magnitude of this game, a primetime game at the Palace, this is going to be one of those weeks where your guys are a little extra amped in practice, I would imagine.
Our guys are always excited, but there'll be a great buzz here. You look at our conference, as well, and I think, that was some of the attractiveness to the SEC. This is going to be another one of those kind of teams and one of those kind of moments, but this is special too. I don't want to downplay certainly that and game day coming and those types of things, but outside distractions or noise, if you will, those things don't win for you. Execution does, physicality does, and so for our guys, it's important for us that we create an environment this week to help us, be rooted in our processes and how we do what we do and what our preparation and all those types of things. We shouldn't do any more this week than we did last week. We should we should have a commitment to excellence in what that looks like. Doesn't mean we're going to be perfect, but there's we've set up our schedule where we've created processes that our guys have to buy into. And if you do that, you should have confidence coming out of the end of the week.
6:30 Saturday night, Oklahoma and Michigan on Owen Field. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coach, thanks for joining us. We look forward to next week already. That's Brent Venables. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Teddy Lehman's going to join me. We'll look back at the highlights from Oklahoma's win over Illinois State next here on Sooner Football with Brent Venables.
Thank you to our cornerstone television partners, OU Health, OG&E, Fowler Auto Group, and Coca-Cola. We want to thank all of our Sooner Radio Network affiliates across the state and region. Fans can check out Soonersports.com for an affiliate in your area. And if you're traveling outside the state of Oklahoma, you can listen to all the action on either Sirius XM Radio or download the Varsity Network app and listen free.
Our thanks to Coach Venables for his time taking a look back at the win over Illinois State. It's now time for me to be joined by my radio partner, Teddy Lehman, as we look back at the highlights of Oklahoma's 35-3 win over the Redbirds. Brought to you by the Riverwind Casino. Always a good time.
Ben Arbuckle will get to start this show, Toby, as Oklahoma loses the toss.
He approaches the football, toe to leather, and we are underway. Driving kick toward Ott from their own 25, going right to left. Snap, Mateer rolling right. He'll throw, first throw out to the 30. It's caught. Deion Burks. Barnes on the right hip of Mateer. There's the snap. Handoff Barnes. Looking for running room. Bounces it outside. Tries the corner, and he's tripped up. Mateer surveys the defense, takes the football. Looks right. Quick throw to the right. That's caught by Kanik, but it's shy of the first down marker. From their own 14. Rittenhouse takes it, hands it to Winkers right, stacked up in the backfield, and he's dropped for a loss. Kobe, McKenzie, and friends. Again in the shotgun, Rittenhouse back to pass, throws right side, caught by the tight end, Javon Charles, but he's hit immediately and dropped. Peyton Bowen there to smack him at the 16. So make it 3rd and 13 back at the 11. Rittenhouse going to hand it off to Winkers right, runs right, has room, 20, 25 down the sideline, 30 and out of bounds. He's got the first down. 5 on the play clock. Rittenhouse has it, looks right, under pressure, hit as he throws, incomplete pass. He was lit up by Peyton Bowen. Rittenhouse claps his hands, takes the football, twists up front, throws across the middle. It's knocked away, incomplete. Defended well by Kip Lewis. Snap is back. There's the boot. Driving and wobbly. Satania, no fair catch, takes it at the 16, runs right. 20, 25 to the 30, 35 and wrapped up there. Got to get it to the 47 for a first down. Mateer's got it. 4-man rush. Has a pocket. Zips one across the middle. That's caught by Kanik. And then he fumbles the football and Illinois State recovers it. First down at 15. Rittenhouse. Handoff up the middle. Big hit. Kobe McKenzie there. It was Victor Dawson that got smacked. No gain. Rittenhouse has it. Wants to throw. Dumps it under the screen. One-handed catch behind the line of scrimmage. Shouldn't have. He was wrapped up by Gentry Williams and thrown down.
Boy, that's a throwback from Gentry Williams, isn't it? That's what he was so good at early in his career. It's good to see him back and healthy and making those plays again.
Rittenhouse looks left, throws to the far sideline, caught, hit immediately at the 41. Maylander the catch. Guillory the tackles. First snap of this drive. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks right, lobs one down the sidelines for Burks, who reaches for it, pulls in a one-handed catch. Did he get a foot in? He did! Out at the 29-yard line, it is a catch. Wow! Make it the 34-yard line. That's a 28-yard pickup. Quick snap, quick throw out to Keontez Lewis. He's out of bounds, and he's thrown into the bench. Snap. Keeper Mateer runs left to the 50. Wrapped up from behind at the Illinois State 48. Mateer in the shotgun with Barnes on his right hip. Going to throw again. They bring pressure. Sooners pick it up. Mateer rolls right. Stops. Comes back left. Now runs right again. Cuts it up to the 45 and dives forward to the 42. How about that run? Might be be trying to catch his breath a bit. Handoff Barnes, running left. Cuts it back up to the 40. Back darts right to the 35. Mateer claps his hands, takes the football. Handoff Blaylock right up the middle. Has the first down across the 30. Jacob Jordan in for the first time here in 2025. He's slot right on 2nd and 10 from the Illinois State 29. Mateer play action. Looks middle, throws middle. Got Jordan. 10, 5. He's down at the 2. He just catches passes. Yontez Lewis split left. Deion Burks right. Barnes the back. Double tied in. Mateer runs it himself, bounces left, tries the corner. He's to the 5. He's in! John Mateer, touchdown! Sooners! A 7-yard touchdown run, and Mateer is into the end zone for the first time.
Little quarterback power play, ends up outside. You get a good block, lead block by Javonte Barnes there to kind of spring it around the corner. And the speed of Mateer able to outrun the defense to the pylon. Nicely done.
So a low-scoring first quarter, and the Sooners lead at 7-0 after 15 minutes of football. Dawson in at running back for the Redbirds. They hand it to him. Bounces left, sawed in half at the 47-yard line by Kip Lewis. Rittenhouse fakes the clap. Now he does. Kobe McKenzie on the blitz, runs over the running back. Rittenhouse scrambling for his life, throws it up. The tight end caught it as it floated in the air, but he was out of bounds. Man in motion, left to right. Rittenhouse. Pressure comes. He throws across the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Sobkowitz again. Guillory right there.
Nice coverage.
No flag. Going to be dealing with a wet football now. Hands it off. Over the left side, Blaylock carries a tackler to the 25 for a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. And a shot to Kanik across midfield. Breaks the tackle at the 40, at the 30, and he's finally brought down. Jaron Kanik in the open field. Burks alone to the right side. Mateer gonna pass. Looks across the middle, slings it. Deion's got it to the 10. He's into the end zone. Deion Burks, Pater. Touchdown, Sooners. Kickoff from Sandell is short. Comes down at the 6-yard line to Lawson. He veers left to the 15. Hit hard at the 18. Ball's out. Picked up by Reggie Powers, but they've blown the play dead.
Yeah, it's not a fumble, but that doesn't change the fact that it was an awesome play by Kip. Bam. Ooh.
Kip has picked up right where he left off last year. He's flying around. He looks good out there. Old run territory right here on 2nd.
2nd and 7. It's a handoff to Dawson. Met in the backfield, wrapped up. Drop for a loss. 2 wide receivers to each side. Now a man in motion, left to right. That's Lord. Back to pass. Dumps it underneath. Caught and dropped immediately. Kendall Daniels all over it. Mateer sends Barnes out to the right. Now he throws to the left. Caught in the slot. That's Satania. Has the first down 30. What a move. He scoots his way out to the 35. Boy, he is quick. Carrion in the game, along with Carter and Huggins. Mateer throws short, caught by Blaylock. 35, 30, darts it up 25, first down to the 20, and he barrels his way into the red zone. Mateer's got the football. They rush 4. Has time, throws across the middle, caught by Kanik. 15, he's to the 10. First and goal from the 9, 90 seconds to go. Blaylock in at running back, and they hand him the football. Up the middle he goes. He's to the 5-yard line, stood up there. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5. Blaylock on the left hip of Mateer. Double tight ends right, Huggins and Kanik. Handoff Blaylock, runs right, cuts it back up the middle to the 2, to the 1. Parting of the sea into the end zone, touchdown. The kid, Torrey Blaylock. He wears number 6, and he gives them 6. That'll take us to halftime. Sooners hold them to just 95 total yards in the first half, and Oklahoma takes a 21-0 lead into the locker room.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Riverwind Casino. It's always a good time. OU Fan Shop. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com. Sooner Kids Club. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Kids Club presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Devon Energy.
First and 10, Illinois State from their own 48. First possession, second half. Rittenhouse, play action, back to pass, under pressure, just got rid of it. Beckham Pellant is in at quarterback for Illinois State, and he's back to pass, throws quickly out to the right, caught by Sobkowitz at midfield. Casper in motion, left to right. Pellant has the high snap, he hands it off, and Owen Heineke all over Victor Dawson. Pellant changed something. Now he's back into the gun. He's going to hand it off to Winkers right up the middle. Hole closes quickly. He got one. Pellant, straight drop, looks left, throws left, batted down by R. Mason. Trips left, one right. Mateer claps his hands, takes the football. Handoff Blaylock up the middle, has a hole to the 5, to the 10. Hit hard at the 14, and he's down there. The sophomore now from Carl Albert High School, who had the big game against Alabama here a year ago. Second and 11, Mateer to throw. Does. Right side, come back, intercepted. Intercepted. The pass was behind Deion Burks. Jaden Hardy in at safety for the first time. Illinois State from the plus 22. It's a handoff to Dawson. He goes nowhere. Second and 9. Casper in motion. Pellant, the quarterback, back to pass. Looks right, now pulls it down. Now he's being chased, and he's stopped. That'll be a sack. He did not get back to the line. The back is Dawson. Pellant has it. Looks right. It's a screen pass. Dawson out of the backfield, turns it up inside the 20 and banged out of bounds. This will be a 33-yard try from the right hash. Snap is back. Hold is down. Kick is away, and it is through and good. Xavier Robinson is a different looking back. Big boy, 240 pounds. Mateer rolling right. Still rolling. Now he'll run it himself. Swims by a guy, and he's driven down hard in the opposing sideline. Mateer with instructions for Robinson. Now back to pass. Mateer wide open. He's got Keontez Lewis for a first down. They go quick. Mateer looking, dumps it down to Robinson out of the backfield to the 40. Met at the 42. Give him the 43. That's a 6-yard gain on first down. Second and 4 from the 43. Pistol formation. Handoff Robinson. Bounces right. Has the first down as he pushes. I think he does. Spots at the 47. They got it. Pistol look. Mateer fakes the handoff. Back to pass. Sets up. Now we'll pull it down and run with it. Got away. Midfield. And he's surrounded, so he'll just give up at the Illinois State 46. They just need a yard. Kanik at tight end, set left end. Mateer, handoff Robinson, runs left, has the first down, steps through trash, and he's down to the 41. Mateer to throw. Quick pass near sideline. That's caught. Carson Kent. There's the snap. Quick throw. Near side. Caught. Out of bounds. First down. Keontez Lewis. That'll do it for the third quarter. 4 fingers in the air as we head to the final stanza. John Mateer takes the football. Fakes the handoff. Straight drop. Looking. Slings it across the middle. That's caught. Lewis to the 5. Steps out of a tackle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Keontez Lewis.
Well, Gabe, you called it. There's the clear out and the crosser underneath it. And Mateer, another just drill bit right in there to Keontez Lewis. Catches it underneath and able to dance in for the touchdown.
Sandell points left, points right, approaches the football. Driving kick, that's a good one. That one will sail deep into the end zone for a touchback. Best one of the night. Man in motion left to right is Lord. Back to pass, Pellant. Throws it out to the right. Watch out, bam! Winkers right. Got the Winkers knocked out of him. 3 wideouts. Pellant gonna throw, rolls left, got rid of it. He was under pressure from Kobe McKenzie. Illinois State 1 for 8 on third downs. Pellant in the shotgun, straight drop. throws out to the right, and a crouching catch is made. Almost broke one earlier, but a flag pulled it back. That's a high wobbly toward the far sideline. It'll bounce at the 31. He'll field it right on the sideline at the 26. Makes a move up the sideline 30, 35. Just tight roping it down. Pistol formation with 3 wides. Now Ott moves to the right of Mateer. There's the snap. It's a handoff to Ott, and he's met in the backfield and dropped for a loss. From the 33, Mateer to throw. Looks deep down the far sideline. Lets it fly. What a catch! Keontez Lewis came up with it. Flag down. Keontez Lewis, a circus catch on the far sideline. For Mateer alone in the Sooner offensive backfield. Looks right. Lets it fly quickly. Has the football. 4-man rush. Gives it to Robinson out of the backfield. 45. Keeps his feet past the first blocker and gets to the 40. And we have entered that territory now.
Yay!
4th down and 2 from the 40. They're going for it. Mateer fakes the handoff. Rolls right. Slings it deep downfield for Kanik. Almost came through the interception try. 1 touchdown pass to Keontez Lewis. That's the only Sooner scoring there's been. Handoff to Seth Glatz on 1st down. He got about 1. Pellant at quarterback approaches the line. Now backs into the gun. He's got it. Hands it off up the middle. Bam. Big collision. It's Glatz again on the carry. Man in motion is Casper, left to right. Pellant back to pass against a 4-man rush. Steps up under pressure. They got him. Taylor Wines sacked him. Back of the 40. Compact formation here. Now Kanik goes in motion. They're going to throw it to Kanik on the edge. Tries to make a swim move to get by a guy. Does. Got to the 30. Backs his way for another yard to the 31. 2nd and 4. Flag flies. This is offsides. Mateer across the middle. That's caught. Huggins rumbling down the middle of the field. His first catch out across the 45. A 15-yard pickup to the 46. Mateer rolling right. Wants to throw again. Does. Little comeback catch. Deion Burks in Illinois State territory. Now Robinson back to the left. And they hand it to Xavier. Cuts left to the 40. Carrying Redbirds down to the 38. 2nd and 5. Mateer play action. Deep drop. Looks deep, lets it fly across the middle. Catch is made just shy of the red zone by Keontez Lewis. And that's another 1st down, a 15-yard pickup to the 22. Trips left, Kanik in the slot. Mateer to throw, looks left. Quick throw out far sideline, sliding catch made. That's Lewis, his 8th catch. Ball on the left hash, trips to the right. Mateer back to pass, looking left, throws for the end zone. Got a man, caught it! Keontez Lewis again. A dart from John Mateer. Touchdown, Sooner. John Mateer, 392 passing. 3 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown run. And Oklahoma moves to 1-0 in 2025 as they get set to welcome for the first time ever to Norman the Michigan Wolverines for a primetime showdown in front of a national television audience next Saturday night.
Well, that'll do it for our first edition this year of Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life. We've got quite a week in front of us as we get set for Oklahoma and Michigan. Don't forget, Monday night at Rudy's, the Huddle Show at 6 o'clock, and then Sooner Sports Talk. Coach Venables will join Chris Plank and Teddy Lehman over at Rudy's for that. Coach's Corner on Thursday, game day on Friday, all of it leading up to a battle of 2 of college football's all-time great programs, Oklahoma and Michigan, under the primetime Palace lights, 6:30 on Saturday night. It's going to be quite a week. Should be quite a game, and we'll be here for you all week leading up to it. Hope you enjoyed Sooner Football with Brent Venables. Boomer Sooner, everybody.